Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Uh, Welcome to another office hours for the FastStore beta. My name is Victor. I'm a software engineer here at VTEX, and I'm currently working on the FastStore team. And I'm also your host for today's event. So let's get started. So, our first section for today is the announcement section. This is the section where we'll be bringing you the latest news from the team to keep you up to date with what we've been working on. So maybe even some cool events coming up, and sometimes ask you for some feedback. Today we actually have a pretty important announcement regarding this event that you're watching right now. Basically, what we're doing is we are pausing this event for now, so for the next month at least. So in September, you shouldn't expect any office hours in this format. We've noticed that there were very few people actually watching the events while they were happening, like in their live form. Um, and well, we're moving away from that live stream format that you're seeing right now into something more like monthly announcement videos, around one video per question. So we're gonna have a few different types of videos, right? We are gonna have monthly announcements so that you keep getting our release notes, our comments on new releases. Also, there will be videos for questions that come to us through VTEX Community. So just like we're gonna have the Ask the Community section in a few in a few slides. That's not going away. We're still going to record videos and bring you some detailed answers on questions that were submitted via VTEX Community. So please keep the questions coming. I think this is more of an encouragement for you to post your questions on VTEX Community. Because there will be video answers to them, and we also hope that having one video per question makes your life a bit easier if you're searching for something very specific. Like you just want the answer for that one question. Sometimes it might be quicker than looking it up in the office hours, because the office hours is a very long event, right? So that's what we're gonna do, and demo videos will also come on demand. We're gonna still so we're gonna still have demos, but more in a when we have something cool to show you. And by the way, the invite still holds. Like I'm gonna invite you all at the end to submit your own demos. That still holds. But now instead of having to present it in a live format as we're doing right now, you and we are also gonna do that. Like you can record videos and then we're gonna post it on our VTEX developers channel. Okay. And lastly but not least, um, please comment on this video telling us what you think about that. Okay. We're just like when we shift the language of the events, when we switched to full-time English. Uh, Again, we're super open to your feedback. We would like to hear from you. Like tell us what you think about this. You can even suggest some other form of content that you want. I don't know, maybe you want to see some how-to videos, like more tutorial types of videos or anything like that. Let us know. You can comment on this video. You can also make posts on VTEX Community, but just leave a comment in the video. Even if you're watching this later, which I know a lot of people do, feel free to comment on this video. That we're gonna keep an eye on out for that. So we should be reading all of your comments and then just give us some feedback. Okay. Awesome. So that's what we have for you today in terms of announcements. And if you want to keep up to date with the latest news, like with the latest things that we are releasing every month, make sure to check out faststore.dev/releases. Faststore.dev is our main website for FastStore, and the /releases route will give you all of the release notes on FastStore, the new CMS, WebOps. Okay, so keep an eye out for that to always be up to date with the latest things that we've been doing. Okay, awesome. So now we move to the Ask the Community section. This section is all about the community, and this is where we bring some of your questions from VTEX Community here to the office hours so that we can give you more in-depth answers to your questions, and so that more people actually get to see these questions. Okay, awesome. So let's get started. The first one is from Samara, and it's regarding a special type of promotion, which is free shipping, right? And there are a few kind of promotions that you can go into your store's admin, and set up, right? Here are some examples of that. Like you can have a percentage discount on price, percentage shipping, maximum shipping. You can get free shipping, which is the case for this, and you can also associate certain gifts to as a promotion, right? Like, oh, if you buy this, get this for free or something like that. And the free shipping is right here. So free shipping is a type of promotion that we support natively on the VTEX platform. Okay, and this what the problem that she was facing was every time when I have a free shipping promotion associated to a certain product, I'm trying to get the information for that promotion via this property right here, right? Discount highlights, which is inside a commercial offer, right? This is like a snippet of a product query, okay? And then the issue that she was facing is I'm trying to get this, but this information is coming back as an empty array, right? So as if there were no discount highlights associated to the products that I'm seeing. And that doesn't happen for all products and all promotions. Like for example, here she sent us a snippet of the pretty much the same query, but now it does return this promotion, like specifically the name of the promotion, right? Which is a 50% discount on all polo shirts. Okay. And then I just asked her for more context about that. Like, are you trying to extend the schema? Are you querying for a field that we already give you? What type are you extending? Like, how are your resolvers implemented? Because like we always need to know like all of that kind of stuff. I know that it sounds like a lot, but it helps us a lot, quite a bit, to like have the most context that you can give us in order for us to help you faster. Okay, awesome. And then she elaborated on that, saying that, hey, I'm just trying to get the whole information from the seller's type, the seller's property, which is inside the store product type, right? And then like for now, she's just the resolver is as simple as get the store product object and just return the sellers all, like the whole object. And then she said, okay, and that doesn't come in the discount highlights, which is this first thing she showed here. So discount highlights comes back as an empty array. Fine. And then she said that, but in the offers field, we can see there is a promotion like associated to the product. And then like two things. First, first off, I don't believe this is an issue with FastStore or with our packages or even with the implementation that she's making, like the code that she wrote. I don't think there's a mistake there. I'm almost quite sure, and that's why what I told her, like, you have to in order for promotions to actually show up in this discount highlights or any highlights you might have associated to certain products, you need to make sure that these promotions are like they need to be sort of marked as this is a highlight for that product. Okay, otherwise this will happen. Like you're not gonna get the promotion you're thinking about when you ask for discount highlights. Okay, and then what I sent her is this bit of documentation right here, which does pretty much that. Which is like how can you create a promotion and then tell that here and featured in the product, select the highlight option. Okay, so like you have to go into the admin and do this bit of configuration. Okay, I'm almost certain that's what's causing the issues that she's facing here. And I also wanted to clear up, which I think was a misunderstanding of like what the offers field here means. Like when we have offers and it's an array, and inside this array there's this object, list price, price, and the seller. Just because you have an offer here, you can have multiple of them. That doesn't mean that this is a promotion, okay? Like the offers word here refers to different sellers, different selling offers. Like there is a seller, for example, seller number 1, and he's offering this product with list price 605 and a price of 605. Okay, so that's the offer. That it's not. There is no like it. There is no correlation between this and promotions, right? So it's not. So like having an offer here doesn't mean that there is a promotion actually associated with this product. Okay, so I just commented this out to kind of clear this up. Okay, so just wrapping it up. If you're having trouble fetching discount highlights, try following this documentation here on how to configure promotions with these highlights and flags enabled. Okay, just double check that you're actually setting that promotion that you want as a highlight so that it comes back here. Okay, awesome. That's all for the first question. And now we have one more question. I think this one is a pretty common one. It's regarding the checkout integration. More specifically, like how can I test, especially during development, both the checkout and the my account? Like these two things are pretty much work the same way, right? As some of you might already know, currently when you're developing a store with FastStore, both the checkout and the my account and also the order placed page, they are not created using FastStore, right? They're sort of like their own thing, like they are separated, all right? And actually they're separated and they are using VTEX.io still, except for the checkout, because the checkout is the same checkout that you might have already know, which is checkout v6. And well, my account and other places are just using VTEX.io and Store Framework and so on. All right, so their doubt here was, okay, I have everything set up. I'm trying to use the checkout. I'm getting some errors. The security is here. Like, oh yeah, we ask you to set this up, right? Just use subdomains in order to render the checkout pages and the login and the my account page. They already did that. We do have a documentation for that as well, which might be useful. Then he kept on elaborating, and then Rafael came with a sum up question, which is, I'm developing a store which is already in production today. This is a very common case, right? You already have your client already has a store in production right now, and you want to test the checkout, the login, and my account while developing your store using FastStore, right? But then the thing is, if you change things, if you change stuff, like these pages are sort of shared, right? Like if you change anything in the login page on your live store and your store is live using Store Framework, if you change that, even if you're trying to develop the login or FastStore, it's going to change the production store as well, right? And that's also true for my account. That's also true for checkout. And then Jimenez elaborated on that, which is, if you're trying to use the subdomain, you will need your store to be in production already, right? Like because you already need a domain to exist. If you don't have a live domain, that's not going to work. But then what he also said is, okay, if you don't want to like change something and then have it all instantly reflected on the production store, you can set this up. You can set the configuration right here. No, right here in your host. No, actually not in your host, in the DNS. Yeah, I think it's in the DNS. You can set it up to like point to the my VTEX domain, okay, and then you can test things out and without like actually affecting the production stores. Okay, so basically, if you wanna use the secure subdomains, which is what we need for you to go to production, you can simply you must have a store live. Like you must have your production domain. You must have a domain that is already live. But the thing is, if you don't want to like just do that and have the domain live, you can actually like point to the my VTEX environment for that store, so that like before using the secure, and then you can change stuff. You can use workspaces. You can do all the things that we already know from VTEX AO while developing your store, even using FastStore. Okay, so just be aware about that. We know that it's like this is not the ideal solution for now, but I mean, down the line, we're expecting to have native solutions for my account, for login, for checkout. So just be patient. Right now, that's the solution that you have. Okay, that's what we have for now. This is actually a new answer. But yeah. What Jimenez was saying is basically the same thing that I said. Like you don't have to, if you're just developing, you don't have to start out right using the secure subdomain. You can just point to the MyVTEX domain that you already have, that your store already has, and just like change. If you change the login there, for example, it's gonna reflect on the production store when you make the switch to use the secure subdomains. Okay, so that's it for this one. Now we have another one, and this one is from Eduardo, and it's about trying to extend the store product commercial offer. And there is a very peculiar thing here, which is every time that you're fetching the available quantity for a product, you're getting 10,000 units as the answer, right? If the product is in stock, okay. So pretty much for every product that you ask, if there is stock for that, it's gonna return as 10,000. Okay. Yes, this is kind of weird, but the thing is, what Daniel said here is that value is a placeholder. So it's like if we always return 10,000 if there is stock and 0 if there is no stock. So it's kind of like a 1 or 0. It's a binary thing, okay? and why that works like that? Like this is intentional because for now, like since we're exposing that API using GraphQL, and the queries that you're making are like public queries, right? They don't require authorization at all. You would like, we consider that information to be like sensitive information, right? We don't want anyone to be able to see how much stock there is for a certain product for any VTEX store. Okay, like this can be considered kind of sensitive, so that's why we always turn either 10,000 or 0. So you can only check like, is there any stock? So yes or no, and that's all that you can know through that. But you can also but like if you actually want to get the information, you can use our logistics API, which has the like a whole documentation, and there's this query, this route right here, and this is a REST API, by the way. You can just run a get into logistics private API. If you look closely here, you will notice that this is API/logistics/PVT. So it's a private API /inventory SKUs and then the SKU ID. Okay, so that's how you're able to get the exact quantity that is available for a given SKU. Okay. So yeah, that's how you should get the inventory, how many items are in stock for a given SKU. And then Eduardo also pointed out something that is, yes, it's true that even though we said that this is kind of sensitive information, there is actually a way to fetch that information using a public API, and you can just use the catalog system and then search. This route will give you the information for stock for a certain product. But the thing is, this is using, like, this API is from sort of our legacy search, right? Our search engine that is based solely on the catalog, and it's not using intelligent search, right? Because as some of you might know, the latest version that we have of our search engines is VTEX Intelligent Search, right? And we strongly recommend that if you're creating any new stores, you should be using VTEX Intelligent Search. Okay, and as Iago pointed out, this API is deprecated. Right? So just using the search directly from the catalog system, this is deprecated for now, and eventually it's gonna get like discontinued because we want everyone to be using the newest search engine, which is VTEX Intelligent Search. And I mean, if you're developing your store using FastStore, please make sure to use VTEX Intelligent Search. I'm not even sure if we natively support using the old search. Like, I know that in our starters, we're using the intelligent search. So, I mean, it might just be easier for you to use the intelligent search because it's already implemented there. You might just run into these kinds of weird behaviors. But, I mean, we should probably document this a bit better because I think a lot of people are going to run into this same issue. Okay, but just to let everyone know, that's why if you're trying to get stock information through our default product query, that's why you're going to get like 10,000 for every single product that actually has stock. Okay, because we kind of hide that. And then you have to use the actual logistics API to get the proper information, the precise number. Okay? Awesome. So now, finally, we get to our last question. This one comes from Paulo, and he was getting 404. He was consistently getting 404 pages when trying to access certain categories and products pages on deploy reviews specifically. Okay, and then again, Daniel had to ask for like some more context about what was happening. Then he told us a bit more in every page. So he was having this issue for every page, every products page and category page. Every time the page is accessed, like every time he tries to enter a certain page, he gets a 404. And he started off from the Gatsby.store. Okay, awesome. And then one thing that Daniel pointed out was that this build URL right here, this is not a preview. Like, this is not a preview URL from WebOps, right? So there's a big like thing here. I think it's important to point out that with FastStore, we are giving you a lot of flexibility, right? And among that, like, there comes certain challenges for you because, well, we're not giving you as much stuff right out of the box. as we used to do with our framework. And one of the things that we are giving you is integration with WebOps, right? And WebOps has a whole build system built into it. The whole preview thing is already integrated into it. So like WebOps gives you also a bunch of things. It gives you checks for Lighthouse, for code quality, for it's a pretty complete like CI/CD pipeline. Okay, awesome. But one thing that you can definitely do, and we actually like it's supported because of the nature of how FastStore is structured. You may choose to not use WebOps at all and just use like any other thing, like Gatsby Cloud. I think this is from Gatsby Cloud, almost sure. And the thing is, what Daniel said here is quite true. Like we haven't yet tested, and we actually tested, but it didn't work out of the box. Like running our stores, our starters, for example, on Gatsby Cloud. Okay, because well, first of all, we already have Hubbox, and I mean we allow you to run your site everywhere you want. But one thing I think is pretty important to point out is that both for Gatsby and Next, even though you can run your website on whatever you want, like if you want to use Gatsby Cloud, you can. If you want to use anything else, you also can. We can't support every option, right? Like I mean, supporting like such as this, like, oh, we're having trouble running this on Gatsby Cloud. I mean, unfortunately, we can't quite help you like with a lot of support because, well, Gatsby Cloud is something that we don't own, right? Like we already give you WebOps and WebOps, and like we should make sure that everything works fine on WebOps, but not necessarily in every single alternative that you have, like every single cloud platform you have. Okay, and as Daniel also pointed out here, Next.js, if you're using our Next.js starter, we already know that it works on WebOps, and you can deploy it using Netlify or Vercel, and it's gonna work fine. Okay. For Gatsby, we haven't tested on many other providers. Okay, so we would recommend you stick to WebOps, or if you're trying to deploy somewhere else, unfortunately, you're kind of on your own. Okay, and then Paulo is asking like, okay, so Gatsby Store is more indicated for using WebOps, and then if you're trying to use a third party, try to use Next Store. That's the best option. I mean, yes, it is. It is, but not because of like particularities related to Gatsby or Next. Okay, it just so happens that we know that our Next starter works with more platforms than our Gatsby one. The idea here is the same. Okay, like if you're having trouble deploying on another platform that is not VTEX, like you're not using WebOps or VTEX infrastructure, we won't be able to help you with all of the other platforms. Okay, so just wanted to point that out. Yes, if you're planning on doing that, maybe starting out with Next.js starter might give you an easier time, but that's also just because of the way the Next builds things, and I guess Next is more widespread right now, so you have a lot of options that natively support it out of the box, so it might be a bit easier. Okay, so with that, that's all the questions that I have. That's all the questions that we brought for you this week. And if you want your questions to be featured on in the office hours or in a video in our VTEX developers YouTube channel, make sure to add a tag to your questions when you're creating them on VTEX Community. add the office hours tag, and it's gonna make it a bit easier for us to like actually find your questions and bring them to the office hours, or record a video answering them. And it kind of lets us know that you actually want your question to be featured. Okay, awesome. So for the last section, we usually have a demo here where we show you some stuff, and I mean we invite people to come here and present stuff. Well, this week, unfortunately, we don't have any demos for you. We had one actually last week, so you might want to check it out. Uh, but one important bit is you're more than welcome to submit your own demos. Like if you want to show something to the community, if you want to be featured here in the office hours, or again through a standalone YouTube video, that's probably how we're gonna move on with our demos from now on. Please go to community.vtex.com/office hours beta. There's a small form there. Fill it out. Tell us about what kind of demo you're planning. Like, what do you want to show everyone? I'm sure that there are some pretty cool stuff happening while new stores are being implemented. So please show us that and show that to the whole community. Okay, so more than invited to do that. And with that, this is it. This was the office hours. That's what we have for you today. Just quick reminder again, for next month, we're not doing the office hours in the same format. Okay, we're not having live streams every week or every other week. We're instead moving to a format where we're gonna have individual videos and monthly announcements as standalone videos here, this same channel, VTEX Developers. So be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss our new videos. And tell us what you think about this change going forward, please. You feel free to comment in this video, even if you're watching this after the actual live event. Okay, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Have a great night.